Hello, good morning, madam.
Yes, good morning, Joel. Okay, nice to see you here.
I just enjoying
So
just
you
now
managed to
rushing.
make it, huh?
Yeah,
You just came back, just reached
yeah,
the hostel.
yeah, just in reach.
Okay, nice. So is your laptop working?
Yeah, my laptop is doing the presentation as usual. Then I'm using my iPad to present my
Okay.
face. Uh,
Okay, good, good.
okay.
Okay, Aini, it seems that Nanda is not here. Aini, you have
She
to
is, madam.
back up.
She is here.
Oh, she's here. Okay, good, good, good. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Nanda. Okay. My connection is unstable. My connection is unstable. It's not raining. The weather is good, but it is unstable. I have to put on a mask because I have my colleague here, Dr. Tengku is here. Good morning, Farisma. Good morning. Is Ilma here? Ilma. Ilma?
She's coming soon.
She's here.
No, but she's coming.
She's coming. Yeah, because we're going to start in 5 minutes time.
Good morning, everyone.
Yes, good morning, Nanda. Good morning, Nanda. Okay, nice to see you here.
Test.
Tes 1, 2, 3 dicoba. Oke, enak. Gimana? Tes 1, 2, 3 dicoba.
யாரும் வரல, யாரு வந்தா?
Dear audience, knowing that this event is held virtually, all attendees might turn on your camera and show the excitement you have about this event in the Zoom meeting chat section. Our event will be starting soon. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
The Honorable, the Dean of Faculty of Education and Teacher Training of State Islamic University of Maulana Malik Ibrahim Malang, Dr. Haj Nur Ali MPD, the respectable, the head of English Education Department, Dr. Haj Langgeng Budianto MPD, the lecturers, of the English Education Department of State Islamic University of Maulana Malik Ibrahim Malang. The Excellency, the speakers, moderators from Malaysia and Indonesia, and unforgettable, the wonderful participants of International Students Forum from all around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin this amazing event, may I greet our wonderful audience first. Welcome to the International Students Forum with the theme, Genji, who are we? What an amazing opportunity I have. I truly appreciate the chance given to me to be the master of ceremony of this meaningful event. I am Muhammad Hilmi Usama. Thank you so much for having me. Dear audience, let's move to the next session. The first agenda is a welcome speech that will be presented by the Honorable Dean of Faculty of Education and Teacher Training of State Islamic University of Maulana Malik Ibrahim Malang. With great honor, we would like to invite Dr. Haj Nur Ali MPD to deliver his speech. Please welcome Dr. Haj Nur Ali MPD.
Honorable guests, educators, and participants, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. It's my great pleasure to welcome you all to the International Student Forum with the topic of Gen Z, who are we? Organized by English Education Department, Faculty of Education and Teacher Training, Universitas Islam Negeri Maulana Malik Ibrahim Malang. Personally, I am Nur Ali, very happy to see this academic forum, which can be conducted successfully. I also would like to express my sincere gratitude to Madam Oi Chun Meng, PhD from the Institute of Teacher Education, International Language Campus, Malaysia. Good mornings. Yeah. And then Miss Andreas Reni Mason, MA from Idaho University, USA, who has been teaching English for our student. Hello. Yeah. Apa kabar, Andreas? Baik-baik. Ya, Nuka. Iya. Halo, Andreas. Udah.
Halo.
Nyambung ya.
Yes.
Ya.
Halo.
Halo. Bahasa Indonesianya masih lancar lagi? Indonesia language. Andreas?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And then Dr. Langgeng Budiarto, head of the English Education Department. Okay. And then all speaker from Malaysia and Indonesia. Halo, selamat pagi, siang. My student, our student in Malaysia and Indonesia. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, with regard to the institutional visions, Universitas Islam Negeri Maulana Malik Ibrahim Malang, Indonesia, keep innovating its academic services, program, and activities to prepare the student and graduate to be outstanding generation. Therefore, I'm pleased to be here to participate in this International Student Forum. We are happy to conduct this event in partnership with the Institute of Teacher Education International Language Campus, Malaysia, which I believe will be of inspiring collaboration for further agenda. Inshallah. Ini. In line with this cooperation, I would like to extend a special thank to Madam Oi Chun Meng, from Malaysia, and her team for their support in gathering us here to discuss this important topic and how to develop the student having international reputation. I believe this session is to meet the need of our university mission to be well recognized and reputable international university. And this forum is very important to prepare students and graduate with national or international competitiveness. Students now need to be facilitated to prepare them with international perspective. Finally, again, thank you for joining us today. And finally, let us open this forum by reading Basmalah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much for Mr. Nur Ali. Now we move to the second agenda, is the forum session, which is the highlights of today's event. With the theme, Gen Z, who are we? Please welcome our wonderful moderators, Nanda Prastika Indraswari from Indonesia and Nuraini Binti Azmi from Malaysia. Before we continue with the forum session, I will introduce our moderators. First is Nanda Prastika Indraswari. She lives in Malang, Indonesia, and she is in her 7th semester in English Education Department of State Islamic University of Maulana Malik Ibrahim Malang. And then the second moderator is Nuraini Binti Azmi. She lives in Johor Bahru, Malaysia. And she is in her 2nd year in Teaching English as Second Language Department, Institute of Teacher Education, International Languages Campus. For Nanda Prastika Indraswari and Nuraini Binti Azmi, the time is available for you.
Good morning, everyone. It's me, Nanda Prastika Indraswari from English Education Department, Faculty of Education and Teacher Training, Islamic State University of Maulana Malik Ibrahim Malang. Once more, I'd like to say welcome and thanks to all participants joining these seminars. It's an honor for me to be a moderator at the first session of ISF, International Student Forum. Together with my friend Aini from Institute of Teaching Education, International Languages Campus, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Hello, good morning, Aini.
Good morning.
How is it going? Can you hear my voice?
Yes, can. It's currently raining here, but I hope that the event will go on smooth.
Okay, it's good to collaborate with you today. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let us have our topic on today's forum about Gen Z. Who are we? Generation Z or Gen Z is also known as I generation, Centennials, and popular as Zoomers. It refers to the generation that was born between 1997 until 2012. And we realized that the oldest Gen Z is currently finishing college by 2020 and start entering the workforce. This means that Gen Z is the generation that is currently in control of trend in every aspect, such as education, culture, trade, and even has become the largest cohort of consumers. So this become very interesting to discuss together about how the characteristic of the Gen Z and what problems they often face. Fortunately, today we already have some amazing speakers to pass on their knowledge about Gen Z. Well, everyone, let me introduce the first speaker, Rihanna Rihraj from Institute of Teacher Education, International Languages Campus, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Hello, Rihanna. How's everything?
It's going great. I'm very excited today.
Yeah, me too. So today Rihanna is going to tell us about what makes Gen Z different. We will know about how Gen Z today can be considered powerful, what makes Gen Z different with the previous generation, and so on and so forth. Well, next speaker is Ilma Roshida from Education Department, Faculty of Education and Teaching Training, UIN Malang, Indonesia. Hello, Ilma. How's everything?
Hi, Nana.
Hi.
It's good. It's great.
Okay.
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, me too. Today, we will get more information about problems of Gen Z as digital native, right? Ilma will share about how Gen Z condition according to their mental health, anxiety, and why do they feel so lonely. And she will also answer our curiosity about how previous generation think about Gen Z. Okay, so don't worry, everyone. We will still have two other amazing speakers, and they will be introduced by our next beautiful moderators. Okay, Nur Aini Binti Asmi, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Nanda. Greetings, everyone. Once again, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Nuraini Azmi, who will be introducing our other two handsome, amazing speakers from Malaysia and Indonesia. One from Malaysia named Joel Chi Yik Kwang from International Institute of Teachers, Campus Bahasa Antarabangsa. And also from Indonesia, we have Muhammad Dede Herda Saputra. Without wasting more our time, I will pass the floor back to Nanda.
Okay, thank you very much, Aini. Well, all right, let's head straight to the first topic about what makes Gen Z different. Ladies and gentlemen, please take a moment, sit down, relax, and enjoy her presentation. Please welcome our amazing first speaker, Rihanna Rihraj. Your time is available.
Thank you, Nanda, our awesome moderator. Now, why Gen Z? Why the letter Z, not Gen A or Gen R? Well, the thing here is we had Generation X, right? We have Generation X, right? And did you know that millennials was initially called Generation Y? But as the time passed by, the term millennials became more preferable. And so Gen Z actually does not have a reason to its name. It's just named alphabetically after X and Y. A very pleasant morning I bid to everyone present here today. I'm Rihanna, 19 years old, and I am a Gen Z. Gen Zs in the audience, I know you would agree with me on this. You know, whenever you hear about Gen Z, it's always the same thing over and over again about how we're presumed to be the silent generation, where society, categorizes us as constantly caught up with our online reputation and image to care or talk about real issues. Now, moving on, who is Gen Z? Who are these people who are taking over the world day by day, inch by inch? Well, Gen Z is the cohort born between the year of 1997 to 2012. With simple math, the youngest Gen Zer today would be turning 10 in 2022. Now, I personally believe that, every generation is very special, one of a kind. As Gen Zers ourselves, without the unbelievably innovative inventions from the past generation, we might not have been able to enjoy the technological revolution that we were born in the midst of. I mean, if you think about it, we have tremendously renowned, famous people who contributed to ease and things that we're still using thanks to them today, such as Galileo with telescope and James Watt who invented steam machines. Now, allow me to share my screen for a bit, just in case any one of you do not recognize these people. Hold on. Okay. Okay. So can it be seen? Okay. So on the left hand side, we have Galileo, and the right hand side, we have James Watt. Now, moving on. Okay. Now, moving on. Here's a question for us to ponder about. Can we imagine if these people, were actually born within Generation Z? Leaders of the past would love to be in our shoes today. Fascinating, isn't it? If you think about it, like imagine those people who created so many different things that we're still using so much today. Can you imagine if they were born during this era, this Generation Z era? Generation Z, a generation where there's no longer a need or a struggle to create huge strategies for days, how to reach thousands of people, how to influence thousands of people. Just a single tweet would do, a single Instagram post. Think of how much power this one single scenario holds. We only need to open our phones and there'll be our friends discussing trending news and dissecting it with different theories like some kind of expert. Just that itself places our generation in a whole different other realm, so far out of the box. Why? Why is it like that? Why does our generation behave so far out of the box? Because my parents and your parents grew up being told you'll be seen and not heard. Whereas I grew up where I could reach thousands of people like that at 3 a.m. in the morning, right? And as a Generation Z myself, I think I definitely speak for all Gen Zers when I say that we're pretty powerful. It's not uncommon to normally be associated with the digital world. 21st century, we're currently in this Generation Z era. So we always constantly will be hearing things about digital world, 21st century, tech savvy. And as a Generation Z myself, and I'm sure you would agree with me as well, being born within this generation, I guess we could say it's a privilege, something that the Generation X and millennials and baby boomers dreamed of when they're our ages, 18, 19, etc. And my mom used to tell me that, they didn't have mobile phones. They didn't have, like how these days, kids who are aged 6 years old, 10 years old, 11, they have their own iPhones, they'll be like, they literally have their own phones that belong to them. So my mom used to tell me that they didn't have phones until they were aged 24 or 25. And I used to think wow, how would we react to that kind of situation, not having something that is one of the world's greatest creation in that period of time, 20 years. So it's so weird if you think about it, right? Speaking of my mom's in the audience right now. I just want to say hi to her. Okay, moving on. I believe that past generations did their very, very best with the limited resources, limited everything, and made sure there was food on the table for their families. They dreamed of doing more, but they couldn't. And that is why we, Generation Z, we're their hope for the future. Now we have responsibilities. We have countless of responsibilities. Why? Because now the baton has been passed on to us. As Generation Z, we are programmed so differently. I can't stress that enough, We're programmed so differently. We each have our own personal brands. The new world has been molding us to be so savvy, and we don't realize all of this because to us, it's very natural. We're out here taking different kinds of risks. Now, moving on again, let's look at the makeshifts, how the music industry specifically has shifted over years. 10 years ago, to build a career out of passions, for example, becoming a lyricist, a composer, or even a singer itself required you to have some sort of like a label, but now all you need to do is post a mind-blowing 60 seconds video of yourself singing, and there you go, you've got yourself a whole future overnight. And all that happens in your bedroom, on your bed, in your parents' house. But of course, with all that I've said earlier, it's not all a bed of roses. We look young, particularly because we are young. You look left and right, and there's people putting up their own small business everywhere. But some tend to look at us sideways, of course, because of our age and the fact that we need to have more life experience, whatever that may be. I've come across that day, I was actually scrolling on TikTok, and I was very shocked. I was very astonished to see 16-year-olds in Malaysia who already have their own cafe. It's a huge, well-developed cafe with a lot of customers and all, and not just cafe. One single person has cafe business, has clothing business after years of slogging and working hard. Well, if there's one thing that definitely hasn't changed throughout these years, all these generations, it's the fact that nothing comes easy. Now, enlightening everyone with a little bit of fun fact, TikTok is so far the most used app by Gen Z, followed by YouTube and Snapchat with Discord. Now, why TikTok? I was actually thinking when I Googled this information, I was actually thinking, why TikTok? Maybe, and I think that it's because it's stated, I think everyone kind of knows this as well, that we have, and Gen Zs especially have an attention span of 8 seconds. So if you're a Gen Z or someone with a close relationship with a Gen Z, you've got to be you've got to raise the bar. Anything that comes off as generic simply does not catch our eyes. And that is why, ladies and gentlemen, it's so extra hard to be successful today, because everything is getting so much easier. Everyone has the opportunity to speak up and prove themselves. Everyone sings. What's different about your voice? Everyone writes. What's different about your writing? Being within Generation Z, you've got to be the best out of the best. Someone out there is a millionaire thanks to their YouTube channel. So if you're a Gen Z or anyone trying to get a big audience of Gen Z, or leading a movement, or even trying to earn money from becoming famous, it's got to be different. The message has got to be authentic, because if not, Gen Z will see right through you. Those days, past generations competed with people from their neighborhood or city or country, but we're competing with the whole world. And Gen Zs have lived with the typical stereotypes of being apathetic. And the way that we Gen Zs have challenged these stigmas can be reflected in actions. In one aspect specifically, activism. Gen Zers have transitioned to activism, to bringing activism online. We have harnessed social media to forge some serious change. We have posts with hashtags, hashtag climate change, hashtag save the earth, and these hashtags have changed into cries of help. And through the widespread of these issues, Gen Zers are able to donate or help in any way possible. We also have online activism. I'm pretty sure a bunch of you here today are aware of the beautiful young 19-year-old girl who was shot in the head in Myanmar while protesting. It's not about the generation she comes from, but it's the fact that she went to the front knowing that she has so many more years ahead of her. But one thing that's super unique about us Gen Zs is we'll stand in front of the White House, literally leading a whole campaign and fighting our lungs out. But yet, we're still so afraid to ask the worker in McDonald's for refill or extra ketchup. One thing I'm sure of, I love my generation, and I believe that Gen Zers will leave a mark on society in one way or another. With that, I thank you.
Excuse me, Nanda, we can't hear you.
All right. I'm sorry, Aini?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay. Okay, great presentation has delivered by our amazing speaker. Thank you, Rihanna. Once again, thank you.
Amazing,
Thank
amazing.
you.
It's good to know more about Gen Z, considering that all at our age now is Zoomers, so that we know more about our characteristic and strengths to build a better future. Once again, give a standing ovation to our first speakers. All right, everyone. And now I can wait for the second presentation about problem of Gen Z as a digital native. That will be delivered by our second speaker, who is also extraordinary. Let's invite Ilma Roshida. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Nanda, for inviting me in this beautiful event. Good morning, everyone. Once again, thank you for having me in this beautiful morning. My name is Ilma, and I was born in 1919, so I'm definitely a part of Gen Z, or you can call me as a Zoomer. And today I'm going to speak about Gen Z and their problem. Let me share my screen. Okay. Okay, what kind of problem that we have when everything nowadays is becoming easy? We can easily access journal that we want. We can easily connect people. We can easily connect to people throughout our social media. Even we can easily enjoy a concert that we cannot attend. And even I can easily see you now in this beautiful event, even though we are near. It seems like there's nothing we cannot do. But despite the simplicity or the convenience that we get as a Gen Z, there is also a problem that we usually face in our daily life. Firstly, look at these memes. The first meme show us that millennials feel so stressed about their life, but the Gen Z kids can make fun about their life with saying nothing in life matters. They will make fun about their life. And the second meme show us that Gen Z culture is saying, I want to die, and then getting a chorus of same, big mood, and me. And I see it in many social media. When someone talk about their problem, and
Ilma?
then saying that, oh, I want to die. Yes, sorry.
Ilma, are you moving your slides at the moment?
Yes, I am in my second
yeah,
slide.
because it's not changing. It's not, your slide is not changing over here. Do you mind checking it?
Is it changing now?
It's not moving. No.
Okay. How about this? How about do it like this?
All right. Yep. We can see your third slide right now.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Aini. And there we go. Let's see this meme. At the first meme, we can see that millennials are feeling so stressed about their life, but then Gen Z can make it as a joke with saying like nothing in life matters. And then the second meme saying that Gen Z culture is saying I want to die, and then getting chorus of same, big mood, and me. And I see it in many social media when someone talk about their problems in life, and then saying that I want to die, I really stressful about my life, and then the comment will be, oh yeah, I have the same feeling, same big mood, or me. It shows that our generation, Gen Z, Zoomer, has a good awareness in mental health issue, but we cannot breathe easily about that. Instead, we need to take more care about this issue, because World Health Organization stated that around 20% of the world children and adolescents have mental health condition, with suicide as the following problem about mental health, their mental health condition. And the next question is, what are the things that contribute to this issue? The one things that take a big part is technology. Nowadays, people are, our generation are exposed to many kind of news from all over the world, such as discrimination, such as sexual harassment and everything. We can see many kind of news from our technology. But do you know that negative news can influence our emotional state? This is the recent study that saying negative issues can affect our emotional state. And it also happened to me when the coronavirus outbreak begins at 2020. I was really paying attention to the news of coronavirus. What are the symptoms of coronavirus? How many people have been infected at that time? But then the media starting to expose more about the negative things about this coronavirus. And then I was feeling unoptimistic about that. I was thinking that, oh, maybe I can die in a sudden, or this not going to stop. And it really stressful for me. And then what the next thing that contribute to this issue, this mental health issue, the answer is social media. Name it. What kind of social media that you have? Social media has created a space for everyone. It's also powerful for our generation, like Rihanna have explained before. But unconsciously or consciously, social media has also created a space for us to only share well-edited or well-managed photo or video about our life, so that we can portray a perfection about our life. And then it's really stressful. No wonder if the standard in our society now becoming higher and higher because of the portrait that we usually see in our social media. And it's really stressful, because when you want to fit the social media standard, you need to look pretty, you need to look happy, you need to look skinny and everything. That's the first problem that Generation Z usually face in daily life. And then the next problem is related to Gen Z and social isolation. Affected our social isolation as a young adult. This recent study showed that young adult with, let me zoom it so you can see. Okay, this recent study stated that young adult with more use of social media can feel more socially isolated, because social media unconsciously make us less human, because we lacking of human to human interaction. For instance, if we miss our friends, we can now easily chat them, we can easily make a video call with them, so then we don't make human interaction. Instead, we more use the social media. That's the second problem that Generation Z usually face in daily life. And then the third problem is, how about the Gen Z and other generation relationship? Do we have a good relationship with other generation? If you don't have any problem with other generation, it doesn't mean that the problem didn't exist. For example, in family environment, which is Gen Z and parents, the relationship between Gen Z and parents. In my experience, my parents are Gen X. And relating to the mental health condition, I find it difficult to communicate with them about how I feel. When I'm feeling mentally exhausted, I find it difficult to communicate with them, because they don't understand about mental health awareness. And then in Indonesia, especially, people tend to correlate mental health issue with lacking relationship with the God. People will say that if I have mental health issue, then you need to take a pray, you need to zikir or do salat and everything, because they don't really understand about the mental health issue. And then how about the relationship between Gen Z and the society? There is also a problem from between Gen Z and other generation in society. For example, when the Zoomer try to speak about something new, they if Gen Z want to break the wall, want to speak up about something new, people will point out our age. People will say that, oh, because we are young, we don't have the portion to talk about that. And in other cases, if we want to criticize a policy, they will call us impolite and everything. That's also the problem of Gen Z in case of the relationship with other generation. Despite all of the problem that we have in our daily life, the most important point is we cannot put back the Google in the box. Instead, the only thing that we can do is open up more space for the Zoomer in expressing themselves. And we as a Zoomer, we need to hold each other hand to make a better movement or better future. Because the future is our responsibility, not only it's the responsibility of everyone, not only the Zoomer. So we need to hold each other hand to make a better movement in the future. Thank you so much for listening me until the end. Thank you.
All right. It's amazing. Thank you. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. It's amazing presentation delivered by Ilma. Thank you for sharing about our problem, that it seems to be our duty to solve the problems that arise due to our dependency on technology. Once again, give a standing ovation to our second speakers. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we still have 2 more topics, and the session will be guided by my friend Aini. Aini, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Nanda. Before I continue, I would like to say a very big congratulations to our first to speaker for the amazing points given. And honestly, me myself, as a Gen Z, can relate very well with the problems we're facing with how the social medias have taken over our life at the moment. But some people do think that it is only the negative part of it. They don't really see the positive part of us with getting into the social media. Some of us make money from just being online on social media, right, Nanda? Yeah.
Yes,
All right. So now, as how we know, mental illness, loneliness, as how mentioned by Ilma, was never a joke. Some people even need to see a psychiatrist for that. Just being bullied online. Some people need to eat prescriptions of medication just to calm them down sometimes. Hence why knowing the cure or the solution to overcome these problems is very much needed. Now, before I continue, I would like to ask our Malaysian speaker, Joel Chi, how are you doing there?
Hello. Can you hear me? Testing.
Hi.
I'm good. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, moderator. Sorry?
Great. Can't wait to see what you're with us. Can't wait to listen to what you can share a bit. Now, I am certainly sure that the audience of this forum definitely want to know the ways on how to help the Gen Z overcome the problems they are facing as they are living in the digital native environment. Without wasting any more of our seconds, I invite a Malaysian speaker, Joel Chi, to give a much more clear explanation on how to help them. With that, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you, moderator Noaini. Good morning, everyone. Okay, afternoon, good morning, everyone. My name is Joel Chi, and I'm from Malaysia. So today, how green, but the host disabled participant screen sharing. So can that be fixed? Hello.
Langsung udah formatnya begitu ini. Udah nggak bisa diubah, udah dari pusat.
Okay. I'll present without my slides since presentation has been disabled. Okay, first I would like to talk about how to help Gen Z. Can I continue? Okay.
Well, do you want me to share your slides for you?
Yes, please.
Okay.
That would be great.
Okay. Can everyone give me a second? Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. We're waiting for Rihanna. Okay, thank you. Very fast. Okay. So how can we help Gen Z? Okay, the first slide, how can we help Gen Z? So basically I'm going to talk about 3 points. First, the role of parents. Second, the role of teachers. And third, the role of employers. Okay. Can we move on to the second slide? Okay, let's look at this picture. Can all of you see the first picture? Can you tell me what's going on here? Anybody, anyone? Just turn on your mic and let me know what is going on here.
Maybe
Hello?
any audience? Yeah.
They are playing their phones even though they are together in the dining room.
Okay, yes. Thank you. So so we can see here, just as the person said, they are playing the phone at the dinner table. Okay. So the problem here is lack of communication. So basically everything Ilma has said earlier is also about Gen Zs or Zoomers lack effective communication. So what's happening now here is because of the addiction towards handphones or towards the internet and whatsoever, social media. Okay, so how can parents play a role in solving this kind of problem? Okay, first, what I think is parents can solve the problem by training children especially the Gen Z, the Zoomers, train them how to speak, train them how to communicate. Okay, how can you train them? You can train them by teaching them to call the pizza, for example. Call the pizza, hello, can I order a pepperoni pizza, whatsoever. Then when the pizza comes, some children are even afraid to go and get the door because they are afraid to meet people. They are afraid to meet new people. They do not know what to say. So parents need to train them as well for this part. Train them to go and get the door, say hello to the delivery man, take the pizza, pay the money, say thank you, so on and so forth. So this is something that parents need to teach. All these communication skills, effective communication skills. This is important as it helps us pizza and go on my way. That is not right, and it also affects on how people perceive us as Zoomers. So this is something that parents should play a role in helping the Gen Z to have better communication skills. Okay, moving on. Okay, let's look at this one. Okay, look at this chat. Okay, we can see, let's call the first person as a sender and the second person as the receiver. So the sender says how to draw a circle. Okay, it's quite vague, right? We cannot really understand what is going on there, how to draw a circle. So the second person said, hey, hello, what do you mean? Draw circle on a paper? Then the other person just replied, MS Word or Microsoft Word. Then he replied, oh, you click on insert, shapes, and circle. So the receiver is teaching the other person how to draw a circle in Microsoft Word. Then he asked further, may I know what is this for? To answer a survey. Okay, so can anybody tell me what is the problem here? What's the problem in this message, in this conversation? Anyone? Come on, Mishai.
It didn't start with the greeting.
Okay, yes, didn't start with greeting. What else? There's one more. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'll just let you know. Okay, first, it didn't start with greeting. Second, lack context. You message someone, you just suddenly, out of the blue, how to draw a circle. Then people will be like, what are you talking about? I don't understand. So you need to explain, okay, how do you draw a circle in Microsoft Word? I am trying to answer a survey in that particular document. So that in just one message box, you can explain everything and the other person doesn't need to ask so many questions just to understand what you're trying to say. So this is also important in terms of communication skills. Okay, can we go to the next slide? Okay, so this lacks context and politeness. Politeness is in terms of there is no greeting and there is no thank you or anything. There's no politeness here. Okay, next. Okay, another example, there's another scenario here. This person messaged yesterday, not yesterday as in literally yesterday, but yesterday. Says, hello Ali, may I know what is our homework for today? I was absent in school, please help me. Then the other person just blue tick him or I would say seen him, just look at his message and didn't reply. Then after 10 minutes, he asked hello with a question mark, and he was still left with a blue tick and just left in the dark like that. Do not understand what's happening here. So this is also another problem that we often face, and I faced it a lot. I'm sure all of you face it a lot as well. So this happens a lot because some people, they want to reply later. Some people, they want to reply later, or some people, they choose to ignore, which is impolite. But for those who want to reply later, there is some lack of communication here because there is no assurance Can we go to the next slide? Okay, thank you. So this is lack assurance. There is no assurance as in like, he didn't say that, okay, I will get back to you later. I'll get back to you soon. So you're trying to the person should tell the other person that I've seen your message and I acknowledge your question and I will answer it soon. Just to give the other person some assurance. Okay? Just to give the other person some assurance. Okay, next slide. So this is something that these problems can be solved or can be helped with the teachers playing their roles. So how can teachers play their role in this thing? So teachers can teach reading and writing by teaching the students how to write emails, how to write text messages. We don't really learn that in school that much. But I noticed that in Malaysia, the schools are slowly teaching the students how to learn how to write emails. But text messages, I didn't really notice. But for me, I think it's very important. Teachers should teach the students how to write text messages and how to write emails. First, they have to start with a greeting as usual, then a body, the content, then in with thank you, regards, so on and so forth. So there has to be a proper flow, rather than you just ask for what you want and you just go on your way, which is very impolite. So teachers have to play a role in teaching Zoomers how to communicate well, especially in terms of text messaging and writing emails. Also, teachers can learn how to teach children how to role play, as in how to speak effectively, how to communicate effectively, how to speak effectively, as in like they can learn to role play, how to ask for directions, give proper directions, clear directions, how to order food clearly, and so on and so forth in real life situations. Okay, moving on. Okay, that's all for teacher's role. Now we will look at this picture. Okay, in this picture, what can you see? Can anybody tell me what is going on in this picture here?
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that the graduates, they have graduated already, and then they didn't get a job and they became unemployed.
Okay, yes, thank you. Okay, so yes, it is common nowadays that graduates, they already gotten their degree and they are still unemployed, which is a problem. And this is happening among Zoomers as well. So why does this happen? I believe that it's because Zoomers, they lack communication skills again, because they do not know how to speak during interviews, or they do not know how to write. They don't know how to write their resumes. Writing resumes is also part of communication. You trying to inform your future employer what are you capable of. You're trying to make a concise resume. All these are proper communication skills, and Zoomers lack this. Last slide, please. So employers' role. Okay, what can employers do to help Zoomers? Okay, Zoomers should the employers should give Zoomers a chance to show what they are capable of, and give them a chance to improve their communication skills by providing training, because they deserve a chance, since lack communication skills due to technology is a new thing. It's a new thing. Technology has been progressing quite recently. It's progressing very fast. So people are trying to keep up. So it's something new, or rather, I would say new for our generation. So employers should give us a chance, as because we also have our strengths. as in we are good in technology. We are technologically savvy. So last slide, please. All of us play a role in helping the Generation Z because we are all living in one world, and we need to work together in helping Gen Z. Gen Z may be weak in communication skills, but we are definitely good in technology or technologically savvy. That is all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Joel, for the amazing opinions. And honestly, I think teachers, parents, as well as our workplace do plays a crucial role in helping us as Gen Z, who's having various of problems living in a digital native environment. So I would like to give a big round of applause to you. Now, without wasting any more of our time, we have our one last speaker from Indonesia, Muhammad Dede Herda Saputra. How are you doing, Dede?
I'm doing very great. I'm very excited for this event today.
Cool. Can't wait to see what you want to share with us. Now, we already know that parents, teachers, as well as the workplace can help us overcome the problems that we are facing as a digital native born babies, you know. How do you think this thing can contribute in their workplace, as we will go walk into our work phase sometimes very, very soon? With that, I hope we can give a much more clearer explanation to this. So now the floor is yours. Feel free.
Thank you. Thank you for the moderator. Thank you, Nur Aini. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I'm so excited and also being so nervous to talk about Gen Z and workplace. So firstly, I would like to say that most of us here in this room, we are Gen Zs, right? Or probably some are probably an older generation than Gen Z, but it's okay. So stay here, don't leave because you're not a Gen Z. It's okay. So as what Rihanna said, our first speaker said that the oldest Gen Zs are currently 24 years old, 20, 21 years old, 18, 19 years old. I myself, I'm 21 years old, and I'm definitely a Gen Z. We are all Gen Zs here as the speakers. And this is the age where people start to think of living independently, right? Where people start to think, I want to work. I want to make my own income. I want to make money for myself, to check out my Shopee, to check out my anything, things like that. And so I'm going to talk about Gen Z and workplace, as this is what I've been Googling for these past days, and this is what my experiences are. So allow me to share my screen on my PowerPoint so that we can see the PowerPoint together. Can you see my PowerPoint now?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. So, so starting with the workplace and Gen Z, how have workplace changed? So is workplace changing in these past days, in these past years, past decades? Of course, we all know that the workplaces in the past decades has been changing since we are exposed to technology, we are exposed to computers, exposed to internet. And then in fact, due to a BBC research, only 12% of people in America, they want to return to full-time office work, which is 9 to 5 work, you know, the convenient one where people go to office and work there from 9 and going home at 5. And 72% want a hybrid remote office model moving forward. And this is in line with our situation in the past 2 years, where the coronavirus hits us so hard, right? Where people cannot go to work, we work from home. And then there are many platforms that, started to allow us to work online, to work from home, to work just using our laptop and computer at home. But still, we can still communicate, we can still do our work, we can still finish our assignments, and so on and so forth. And the next thing is that there are already so many workplaces and jobs that is new since the past 2 years, or maybe this is not only the past 2 years, but this is being popular in this past 2 years. For example, like being a TikTok influencer, just like Rihanna said, you can just sing in your room or in your bathroom singing, upload the video, 60 seconds video, and boom, you have your future, you have your money, you have your fame, you have endorsement, you have people following you, you have everything. And then another example of new jobs, which is image annotators needed for data labeling. It is more like, you know, Facebook ads, and then Facebook image annotators, and then SEO, for example. SEO is a famous job or famous work that is currently being popular and paid so well. So these are some places where you can actually find work, you can actually find jobs at, which is, for example, like Upwork, and then Fiverr, for example. And this is what I mean about new places to find jobs. It's not only where you have to go to a company, put your CV, wait for 1 month, 2 months, and then put your application and wait for them to reply, whether or not they will reply or not. But this is a industry. This is a place where almost everything shifted. You can apply easily through emails. You can apply easily through websites like Indeed or Upwork or Fiverr, like this. And that is just how the workplace has changed. And then the next one, yes, the workplace has changed. It evolves. It comes with the technology nowadays. But then what do we need? What the Gen Zers need to develop these skills? These skills are the skills that the Gen Zers need to develop. This is I took it from DeloitteUS.com, Understanding Generation Z in the Workplace. So the main 2 skills that they need to master, or at least they need to develop, is digital tools and technology skills, and as well as design and creative skills. Digital tool and technology skills is, for example, being able to use computer assisted tools. What is it? It's everything related to computer. For example, like in the past, where people want to translate something, if they want to translate a document, they have to use the paper, for example, like paper, and then they use a pen in order to, translate, and then they write, and so on and so forth. Even after paper work, we have Microsoft Words, for example. People translate it from Microsoft Words documents, and it is quite inconvenient for today's work because we already have computer assisted tools, for example, like CAT tools, Smart CAT, for example, like in the picture I show you in the PowerPoint, this picture here, it's more easy, it's easier, it's more convenient in doing the jobs of these remote jobs. And then the next thing is designing and creative skill. What are the example? The example is firstly copywriting. We all ever heard about copywriting, right? It's making interesting captions in videos, making interesting captions in TikTok, in Instagram. Since, yeah, this kind of things pays well, ladies and gentlemen. And then, yes, those skills are the things that we need. So how do we, as Gen Z, develop these skills? In my experience, I learned from the tools. We can learn from the tools that is provided free in the internet. For example, like downloading downloading AG soup like this, like in the picture I show you, and then try to subtitle a movie, for example, and then you can try join some training, join some free or paid training like copywriting training, copywriting seminars in order to you to develop the skills. Besides, if you don't really have that time, you can go to there are plenty of pages in Google. So you can Google it, you can find everything in Google. You can find videos in YouTube. You can even find the smallest thing like how to tape a paper to a whiteboard, for example, in YouTube. There are too many videos in YouTube for us to learn. Especially, there are just hundreds of video how to develop these skills on YouTube. And then that's the thing related to workplace and genders. And then what could we contribute? What could we contribute to the genders? I believe that these people here attending this event some of you are going to be teachers, some of you are going to be lecturers, right? If I'm not mistaken, I'm sorry if I do. There are several ways for us to teach or to contribute to the genders, and on how will they be able to face what they are going to face. Remember what Joel said in the recent speaker, Joel, the handsome guy. Remember that he said there are many graduates were graduated and got unemployed. Yeah, that's not 100% the mistake of the students, but that's not as well as the 100% mistake of the university or the school as well. But we as teacher, at least we can contribute. We as people who understand, at least we can contribute. For example, like as a teacher, you can use more technology in classroom. This has been applied back in my days at my university. Many lecturers are using technologies in classroom, and so on and so forth. Since technology is nowadays can be accessed everywhere in your campus, you have internet in your classroom, you have computers, you have LCDs and everything, and then probably more workplace related material in class. I remember that I have a translation class where the material we never have a book, we never have a we never have to read the book, but it's always going to translate something practically. So it's more of more theory than more practice. And also another example, for example, like in writing class, we can teach them copywriting instead of teaching them other type. Yeah, it's okay to teach them other types of writing, but try to teach them copywriting. We can try in reading, we can try to teach them reading teleprompter, for example, like in journalist. And then in speaking class, we teach them to public speaking or to how to bargain. And then in listening class, we teach them to interpret, or we teach them to subtitle, in which it is much related to workplace in the future that these students can be. And then I think that we as Gen Zers, we need to compete very hard, since Rihanna also said that we have to compete, since everything is now online, everything have the access, everything is tech savvy, everything is easy to access by everyone. So good luck for all the Gen Zers here, including me as well, and including every other speakers. So thank you very much. Our norm is the diversity of ours. Thank you very much. I'm Dede Herda. See you in the second round.
Dede, can you remove? All right. Thank you so much, Dede, for the amazing points and opinions given. And honestly, those should really help us as dancers. On to our second rounds. Hopefully, to our amazing audience who managed to stay with us until the end, feel free to drop your questions on the chat box since we will have a Q&A sessions. Now, while waiting for your questions, we would like to ask you questions to the speakers first. Nanda, I'm pretty sure you have a few questions floating in your mind at the moment. Do you have any questions to ask to our amazing speakers?
Yes, of course, Aini. I have some question for the first and the second speakers. Okay, wait a moment. Okay, Rihanna, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Rihanna, I have a question for you. Are you ready?
Very.
All right. Okay, the question is Generation Z trending towards being a better overall generation? Your thought on this generation moving toward adulthood? Okay, that's the question from me.
Thank you, Nanda, for the question. Something for us to actually think about. Adulthood. Generation Z moving towards adulthood. Actually, what defines adulthood? You know, it's so subjective. But if you ask me this question, my answer would be I feel like Gen Zers are moving into adulthood slightly faster than normal, my personal opinion. And I think that this generation will eventually fundamentally alter society. You know, we care more about freedom, sharing, collaboration, as well as honest communication. And I think that Gen Zers actually, bringing back my point earlier when I spoke about competition, although the competition present is very heavily present, but I think Gen Zers care less a little for this competition, credits, sticking to predetermined goals, and written communication. And definitely it might clash with practices of different generations who might be more inclined to practicing all that I mentioned earlier, you know, predetermined goals, written communication, and whatnot. But I think that to fully answer your question, I think that this doesn't apply to every person from Generation Z because, you know, when we talk about adulthood, we all have different paces in life, you know, due to internal and external factors, such as, I think the best example would be like the surroundings that we actually grow up in. So I hope I answered your question.
Okay, thank you very much, Rihanna.
Well, I have. Sorry.
Okay, for the second question is for Ilma. Hello, Ilma. Are you there?
Nanda, I'm here.
Okay, I have a question for you. That is it possible for Gen Z to find the cure to their problem online, such as having anxiety or being lonely and so on and so forth?
Thank you, Nanda, for your good question. You questioning about is it possible to get the cure of our stress or our depression from social media? I think it's feel like it doesn't make sense to take cure from the problem, but it doesn't mean that there is no possibility. It is possible, but with high risk. Experts may say that the healthy solution is making real friends, having a good or human-to-human connection with real friends. But I think personally, having a good friends or having a good company is a privilege now. But not everyone having a good friend, having a good company. So I think it's a privilege now. And the only thing that we can do now is taking control of our social media use, such as follow what makes us happy or give us insight instead of following or searching something that can trigger your stress or trigger your depression or insecurity. And also there are parents' role in it. Parents can take control of their children in using social media, in using their smartphone. And also there is community roles in it. I think the community in general, we need to be kind to everyone in social media, not only in real life, but also in social media. Don't make it easy to judge someone in social media because we don't know the whole story of them. And we don't know how bad it's affected to them. Yes, I think that's my answer. I hope it can answer your question.
Thank you very much, Ilma. Such is a very great suggestion for us as a Gen Z. Okay, for the next question, for the speaker, the third and the fourth speaker will be delivered by our next moderator. Okay, Aini, maybe you have some question for Joel and Dede Hendra.
Yes. Thank you, Nanda. I do have questions for them. So I would like to ask Joel if you are there. Are you there, Joel?
Yep. Yes.
All right. So my question is, some people think, Gen Zers especially, that their friends know them better than their parents in this era, right? Is it possible that the parents' role in helping with their children's problem, especially those who are born in the year of Gen Z, will decrease eventually, since their kids will tell fewer stories to them? Instead of telling to them, they will tell to their peers.
Okay. To summarize, are you saying that parents' role
Yes.
decrease?
Yeah, because
And-
us as Gen Zers, we are very close to our friends, right? These days on social media, it's just friends. There's not much of a parent, so we tell more stories to our friends, more problems to them than to our parents. So will the parents' role in helping us with our problems will decrease eventually?
Okay. What I think is this applies for all generations. At a young age, the parents play a big role. Then once you reach a certain age, the parents will definitely slowly let go. So it applies for all generations. That's what I think. It depends on the age of a certain person rather than the age of a generation. So what I think is parents will always play a big role no matter what generation. So they always play a big role in doing what they're supposed to do, like just now what I said, train their children and all that. Then friends will come later. Friends maybe when they are reaching adulthood, friends will teach their teach by example. Friends will teach by example when they are reaching adulthood. Then we as adults will just take whatever is right, whatever is not right. We learn from others' mistakes, learn from others' strengths as well. So to answer your question again, parents' role will always be there, friends' role will always be there as well. Just depends on how old and all that. Yeah.
Right. Thank you, Joel, for the very good answer there. But honestly, right, on my own opinion, I think sooner or later, parents' job in dealing with our problems will be lessened in a way, because from what I'm seeing now, people are letting their heart out on social media from just a quote from tweet, like how Rihanna said. So that's from my opinion. I'm not really sure about others, but different people got different perception, but I can totally support your opinions just now, which is amazing. Thank you.
Okay.
Now,
Thank you.
on to Dede. My question to you, if you're here, are you here, Dede?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm ready for your question.
Are you ready? Okay, so my question is, do you think that face-to-face interactions will still be relevant in the future when everything can be done online, like how we're doing right now?
It will still be relevant for me. I believe so. Since we as human, we talk not only by hearing your voice, right? We need to see their facial expressions in order for us to understand what do they infer, what they mean. And remember when COVID-19 was on the peak, where we cannot go to school, where we cannot go to university? Do you guys miss it? Yes, you do. I believe so. I believe that you miss face-to-face interaction with people. You don't want to lose humanity when you do not meet people for thousands of years, right? You will lose your humanity probably. And I think, yeah, it will still be relevant, even though there are many works that can be done online. But the meeting, the coordination, the talks, the chit chat, it still should be in face-to-face interaction. Thank you.
Thank you, Dede. Yes, I can also agree with your answer, since honestly, us right now being online, we're having online interactions is very much boring, right, Dede?
Yeah, we're lagging, right? Some of our are lagging.
Yeah, that is so true. But hopefully we'll go back to the normal norms where face-to-face session will be back to normal. Seems like we have a question from the chat box. Will Nanda like to read them for our speakers?
Okay, I see there are a question from the chat box. So it's from Zulfahmi. Hello, Zulfahmi. Are you there? I'll read your question. Okay, thank you for the four speakers. So as a Gen Z, most of us are expected to be a leader or more like influencer, as we are born with technology. Society expected us to have some skill that actually we didn't really master or even interest on it. So the question is, it's okay to just to be an ordinary people. Thank you. Okay. Is there any speakers who want to answer the question? Maybe Joel?
Yep. Sure. I would like to try. Okay, so the main question is it okay to be ordinary people? Okay, ordinary, what does ordinary mean? Okay, what I think is we don't have to stand out. We don't have to be influencers. We don't have to, not everybody can be leaders. If everybody is a leader, then who's going to follow? So yes, we can be ordinary people. We can, if you mean ordinary people as in like not standing out in the crowd, you can just be normal people, but of course you do your best in your life. You do your best in everything you do. You strive for what you love or for what you care for. And if you don't have, if you think you don't have anything that if you feel that you don't have something to live for, find for something to live for. So that is life. Yeah, I think this applies for everyone. Sometimes we have adults or telling us, okay, I want you to be this, or friends, peer pressure will tell you, I want you go do this. I'm doing this, so it's good for you as well. No, certain things works for others, certain things don't work for the rest. So yeah, it's okay to be normal. It's okay to just be special in your own way. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Joe, for the answer. So, Ilma, are you there, Ilma?
Yes, Nanda, I'm here.
Okay. I still want to ask more according to the question from Jul Fahmi. So, does the desire to be an ordinary people has anything to do with anxiety?
Sorry, pardon, can you repeat the question?
Does the desire to be an ordinary people, just to be an ordinary people, not to have more skill, not to have desire to be more good people, is there anything to do with anxiety? Is it has a relation with anxiety?
Yeah, thank you, Nanda, for the question. Relating to the anxiety, I feel like when I scroll my social media, such as TikTok or Instagram, many people feel insecure with others' look, with others' skill, with others' advantages or privilege. Yeah, it can triggering our anxiety, of course, but the one thing that we need to note that what is the definition of being ordinary and outstanding people, because it depends. For me, it really personal. Maybe you think that writing is your skill and your interest, but for me, maybe I'm not interested with that. I want to seek for my own interest. It depends. Maybe you can be outstanding in your own version by looking up yourself, because now we are often to see someone else's life, someone else's dream. We trapped in someone else's dream, but we rarely see ourselves, what makes us happy, what makes us being fulfilled with something. That's my answer.
Okay, great. I do agree with Joel and Ilma. Okay, Aini, is there any time to read another question?
I think we have space for maybe 2 more questions. Is that okay with our speakers?
Okay, 2 more questions.
Sure.
Okay, Aini, I want you to read a question from Andrea Mason.
Right. Thank you, Andrea Mason, for your question. So her question to our speakers: what is the Gen Z view about work or life balance? Feel free, any of our speakers.
May I just add some context to that?
Yeah, sure.
I asked that question because previous generations have, maybe baby boomers and Gen X have been very work oriented, where maybe they sacrificed personal life for work. That changed with the millennials a bit. They backed off the work for more life balance. But I am not sure where Generation Z stands, especially after listening to all of you talk about the technology skills and that you possess and that you are readily connected. It kind of sounds like a 24/7 connectivity almost. So I'm just wondering, how are you going to balance your personal life and your work in the future? Thank you.
Thank you, Andrea. So, any of our speakers, would you like to answer?
I think I would like to answer that. I'd like to try answering to Bu Andrea's question. Is it okay? Okay. So this is according to my experience in how do I balance between work and life. As Bu Andrea said that millennials start to go back a little bit to have some vacation, to have some, rest and take a break from their work. We as Gen Z, I believe that me, myself, not we, but me, myself as Gen Z, but I believe some of the other Gen Zs are actually, we are just like the millennials. We took some more time back to take a break, but I think the difference is that we have a different escape. For example, like for older people, for millennials, they escape to go to mountains, for example. Like, yeah, I know some Bu Andrea sent me some pictures that she goes to mountains, she goes to hiking and so on and so forth. But me as a Gen Z, me as a Gen Zers, I escape through my laptop as well, like playing game, playing FPS shooters, playing Resident Evil, or watching movies on Netflix, watching movies on other places in my laptop. So it's not always going outside, like going to the beach, but it's more of a, yeah, sometimes we go outside, but most of the times we escape, we refresh ourselves by playing games, for example. I think that's the answer of mine.
Great,
Probably
Dede. I hope.
others.
Mhm. Yeah.
Hello,
I
would
can.
like to add on to Dede.
Yeah, sure,
It's
sure.
okay. I would like to
Yeah,
add on
sure,
to what Dede said. I totally agree with what he said. Sometimes we play games as to take a break. So I will consider that as like a standing by, like we are working, then we take a break, we play our phone, we work with our phone and we play with our phone. So it's like a standing by thing. So if like suddenly an important message come in again, then you can just switch back to work or switch back and forth, that kind of thing.
Agree.
So yeah, so I think that I would say efficiency in
Yeah.
terms of we we try our best to be efficient. Thank
Yeah.
you.
We take a break every 5 minutes from work to play game, right?
Yeah, that's kind of true. And I hope Joel and Didi's answer have answer your question, Andrea. But honestly, being honest here, if you keep on looking at your phone, things might go the other way around. I'm not joking, but it happened to me, okay? It happened to me. Right, we have one space left for one last question since we have to close down this forum sadly. So last question from Alfiana. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Permit me to ask a question, but I'm sorry if my question is out of the topic. Every time I got an announcement about the plan of offline learning from my university, I'm always worried about some things. I'm worried that I can't make a lot of friends. I'm worried that I can't socialize well with each other. And I'm worried that I can't live dependently and other worries. Me, as a Gen Z, what should I do to remove my worries? What do you suggest to help solving my worries? Would any of our amazing speakers would like to answer her question? I think Rihanna personally will answer amazing.
Okay.
Would you like to give a try, Rihanna? Yep.
Yeah, sure. Okay, thank you, Alfiana. It's a very good question. First things first, I feel like it's totally normal to feel this way, to have uncertainties and doubt about yourself. It's totally normal. And plus, what adds to this, we have been spending so many months, like a year plus at home without going out and socializing with people normally. So that is also one of the reasons that leads to us having this kind of worries. But normally I would say if you fear it, you do it. If you're scared of bungee jumping, you go do the bungee jumping, right? But in this case, I'm not a professional or anything, but maybe I'm thinking maybe like what you can do is, because this worry in us, it's all in our minds. Our mind is very, very dangerous. It creates all these problems for us. So maybe the one thing that you can do is, if you have like one single really close friend, or if you're close with your parents or your family members, maybe you can open up a little bit to them. Maybe you have like one best friend that you tell a lot of things to, who's not from the same university as you. Maybe you can have like that one outlet for you to express yourself, because maybe this worry that you're feeling is it's very accumulated in your mind because you're not like expressing it out. So maybe that is one way that it could help. That's like the one thing that just popped into my mind right now. I'm so sorry if I didn't help.
Yes. Thank you, Rihanna, for the answer. And I hope you have answered her question. But honestly, for me,
Yeah, sorry. And I hope you feel better.
Better. Yeah, obviously. For me, like if you never try, you will never know, right, Rihanna?
Yes.
Yeah, if you never try, you'll never know. So since we're running low on our time, Joel, yes?
Sorry, I just want to add on also. Sorry if I taking too much of time, but
Sure.
for me, my personal opinion on this thing is you do not focus on the fear, or you do not focus on your worries, but you focus on what you want to do first. Then friends come later. For example, let's say if I just come inside a school, then I like to play badminton. So I don't find for badminton friends first, but I find for the badminton court first. So I go there, I'll find friends there. Get the analogy? Yeah. So focus on what you want to do first. You'll find focus on what you want to do first. You'll find your peers that have similar interests, rather than you keep on thinking, oh, I scared they won't like me and all that. Because you are focusing on too many things, then things will go haywire. Okay, that's what I think.
Yep. That's true also. So I think, like how Joel and Rihanna said, basically, like, you should do first, then only you think about your worries. That's very true. All right, so since we're running very low on our time, I think Nanda will like to give our conclusion for your speakers. Would you like to? Yep.
Okay, thank you very much, Arnie. Such an amazing forum today to share about Gen Z. Give applause for our great speakers. Okay, so before I conclude today's forum, I'd like to say thank you very much for Ma'am Andrea Mason to join this seminar. Thank you very much.
I just want to say thank you for this opportunity, and it's just wonderful to see so many familiar faces and to see how articulate and intelligent you all are. So I am just honored to be part of this. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Andrea. And I also want to say thank you very much for Madam Oi. Would you like to give some words for us?
Okay, yes. Yeah. A very good afternoon to everyone. Okay, I'm Madam Ui from Malaysia. Okay, thank you very much for attending this session, this International Student Forum. Yeah, thank you, Madam Andrea. Also, all the way from Germany, right? Am I right? Germany, right? Yeah, and yeah, thank you for spending like almost 2 hours with us, and also thank you very much to the team, yeah, to the Master of Ceremony, to the moderators, to the speakers. Okay, it is amazing. Yeah, they have done a great job. Okay, congratulations to all.
Okay, thank you very much. So it's come to my conclusion that Gen Z has unique characteristic of other generation, since Gen Z grew up with technology, the internet, and social media, which sometimes causes them to be stereotyped as tech addicted and antisocial. In everyday life, Gen Z also experience problems that, of course, not experienced by previous generation, but this makes Generation Z consider itself more accepting and open-minded than any generation before it. Therefore, Generation Z will soon become the most pivotal generation to the future, and many will have huge influence by 5 until 10 years later. So that's my conclusion. Okay, I will give it to Aini.
Thank you, Nanda. And before I conclude, I would like to thank every single person that are able to join with us today. Without you guys, this thing will never happen. But one thing, what I can conclude from all of the speakers' points today, what I can say is that if you ever fall back, if you ever fall down, get up, get out there, work for yourself, and be who you want to be. Because if you decided to give up, if you decided to say no to your future will never be in your hands, because you will be the one who will be aiming what you want for your future, who will be putting the futures in your hand. So with that, both me and Nanda would like to say again a very big thank you to every single one who participate in this forum. With that, we pass over the ceremony to the MC. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Nur Aini. Let's move to the next agenda. A group photo session is necessary for us to remember this eventful forum. Therefore, could all attendees please kindly turn on your camera? One, two, three. Again, one, two, three. Okay, thank you, everyone. Now that we finally reached the end of this event, we from the faculty of, We from the Faculty of Education and Teacher Training of State Islamic University of Maulana Malik Ibrahim Malang would like to thank to everyone involved in making this event a success. With deepest gratitude, we would also like to thank all the amazing and impactful speakers and moderators. Lastly, if there are any shortcomings throughout this event, we would be so grateful if you forgive us for that. I'm Muhammad Hilmi Usama. See you in ISF 2022. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you.
Congratulations to all of you. Okay, well done. Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Congratulations to everyone. Thank you.
Have a nice day, everyone.
Have a nice day.
Well done. Yeah.
Have a nice day and take care.
Yes.
Thank you.
Have a nice day. Yes.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you.
ले भाई डट के पे मोबाइल में
रे बनाता वो बेराना कैसा जिगरी यार है
ब्याह में तो आवेगा
रा जिगरी यार
Hey, what's that?
Bye.
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 Great job, everyone.
Yeah. Okay.
Good job.